friends, welcome back for the Tezos technical analysis. Let's see how things have been going with this one. Obviously not the ideal results in terms of the yesterday's price action having brought us down quite far. But what did it do? It went down to our bigger profit taking target there at the 618 area. I believe this was positioned slightly differently before and they were slightly lower, and this is just actually tied up with what we were looking at a couple of days ago in terms of the price targets, coming down to this 2,700 area, actually kicking off of the 144 moving average and then going back up again, which is good to see. I didn't want to see it coming down any further than that. And we found the prices now at 2,869, which is okay, which is okay. We spoke about this being okay, having found support in it at this green line. Now, of course, this is what we're looking to in terms of things no longer being okay. Moving down below this line on a decent sized time frame would obviously be an issue for us. We want to move up above the 21 EMA. We don't want to see these things crossing over for a long period of time. The green 55 and the 21 EMA have wrapped around each other a fair few times recently in this period of sort of asking questions during the upwards trend, which we didn't manage to really get any sort of follow through on. Moving back up above this now, though, would have allowed all of the oscillators to reset as much as they really needed to, and perhaps we could find something decent on the go. If we bring this up full screen, you can see that, overall, this has turned out to have gone down below, this sort of trend line aspect of things here. And we want to see it moving back up above it again. Of course, this was drawn in with the question about whether or not we'd see divergence on the go, and we haven't, but the same sort of, we're using this line now to look to see if we can come out of the bearish control zone, move up above it, go above the moving average and above the neutral line moving towards upper side targets, or if indeed we'll have just further continuation towards the downside. And we can look towards the bigger Fibonacci areas for that. Of course, we're currently just below the 236 fib here, from the previous highs there down to the swing low down there. So this is technically a sort of crap place for the price to be at, but we're just we're right in at it right now. As you can see, the current buy price, this green dotted line running along there and touching that 236 more or less. So we're right at that. So this is where I'm going to leave off with this particular pairing today, and saying that that's what we need to look at for all of that information. So then going over to the dollar pricing, 271 having come in here as the current price right now, 258 being where we saw the prices drop down as low as. Going over to the hit BTC prices, you can see that they dropped down below our horizontal line here at 258. Where that number, the low on the other chart was, coming in with our lows here at 246. So, we've had that on the go. Overall, in terms of Ethereum, by the way, we've actually, had this downward price movement, more lows, not getting what we wanted to see happen. But again, there's here, it's not divergent. Here, it's not divergent ultimately. It's premature at any given time to say that you could get divergence when you don't really have it. We have this downward trend. It's fairly strong overall in terms of this downward price action, but we're still looking at the weekly and asking, can this week finish up above, this previous low over here? A couple of days left to go on this one, a few days left to go. So that's the case, and we're below the 21 EMA. This was the time to be looking at this though over the last week or two, as I have done, because we're coming in this 21 EMA, and this is really kind of what we'll be looking at for in terms of just the sort of the medium term trend here on the weekly price action versus Ethereum. So not working out the way that we wanted it to, but it's what's happening. So let's just face the facts. Going up to back to the 24-hour timeline again, you can see that we broke down below our sort of areas of support here with this upward sloping red line and the 21 EMA, and of course then this horizontal line that we've been talking about for a while. When that happened, then it was no great surprise to see the prices actually drop all the way back down to this 250 area. Then we were going to get a downward movement from then, and we've come up and we've touched the 50 simple so far in terms of our highs at 276 here on this one, and are some ways below the 21 at the minute, which is above that 280 area. Going back up here and reclaiming these zones would be quite good for us. Overall, would you say that this is the previous low? Perhaps we've got a lower low in. You could also sort of just kind of really point towards this as being the low. This is the high, this is the low, that was the high, and this is the low. In which case, sorry, didn't mean to do that. In which case, this is the high, this is the low, this is the high, this is the low. And what we're seeing here currently is two things. One, if this is an upward trend, that there's bearish divergence on the go here as we came up to resistance in at that $3 area. No great surprise. Then we've come down here, and in terms of like resetting oscillators and whatnot, if this continues to go up and doesn't turn out to be the start of a downward trend, and we can come up and go past our previous high at that $3 price, then you would also say that there's hidden bullish divergence on the go, looking between this low and this low here, and seeing that the momentum indicator on the RSI, we came down lower than we had previously, using up more momentum to get a lesser result. Over here in the stochastics, it's the same deal between those two lows. And in terms of the DMI, well, the DMI at the minute, has crossed right over dramatically towards the upside and moved right on up, and that's a shame to have seen that happen in that way. And obviously then the ADX is being dragged up by the divergence between these two lines. But overall, if we can get a turnaround here, then you can say there's Class B bullish divergence, hidden bullish divergence between this low, and this low here. Looking at between these two lows with the same sort of thing. So it's not very easy to see here. There's more hidden than anywhere else on the chart currently. So, things could turn out to be okay for the price action should these things work in our favor overall. Starting off by going up above the 50 simple moving average at 276. There are white line here at 280. I'm coming in here at the sort of our previous support line at 286 and asking questions then thereafter about the price action in general. Bringing this back up into full screen and bearing in mind that this red line is drawn in haphazardly and it's somewhat subjective. How many touches, etc. do you want to have and everything else and whatever else. Just kind of just bear in mind that that's not perfectly drawn on. But, we are below it one way or another at the minute, and breaking back up into this line would potentially be quite bullish as we look towards these higher targets, but can't be super positive about this until such times as this confirms as a local low and we go up above the previous price action. So before turning bullish on this again, let it go above $3.05. I'm not a financial advisor, none of this is financial advice, but that would be my sort of takeaway from this. Of course, if you're super eager, then you've got the targets we talked about previously there to bear in mind. Of course, and if they're sort of looking to be bearish on this, then see if it drops down below that 267 area of the 55 EMA, and maybe looking down the way. We're below all the moving averages on the 4 hour. So, if it stays below all these on the 4 hour, that's also quite bearish. And the 144 you could look to on the 12 hour time frame. Going up to the 2 day time frame, then the 21 EMA, of course, as well in the 2 day time frame, we'll be looking for in a bullish sort of scenario. And in the weekly scenario, just in terms of being bearish there before in the 2 day scenario. In terms of being bearish in the weekly scenario, I'd want it to go down below that 230 area. In terms of remaining bullish versus the dollar prices, it can do so from a weekly time frame as long as the prices stay above where the 21 EMA is and that 230 area of sort of crucial support, which has got 2 lines on it as well, just to sort of underline the point. Thanks very much for tuning in. I'll catch you in the next episode. I really do appreciate it, and I'll see you next time. I'm not going to do any bonus episodes today. I've got this new microphone. It might not even be audible. Hope so, and I'll catch you next time. Cheers.